On the last Tuesday show of the semester, we have an inside look into the No Man's Land Film Festival and their partnership with the Environmental Policy Awareness Coalition.
Then later, students gather for the 19th anniversary of the Columbine High School shooting and discuss gun violence. Then we celebrate Earth Week with a wide variety of sustainability events around campus. All this and more on CTV News starting now.
Good evening, CSU. I'm Sydney Paul, and thank you for joining us this Tuesday night. We will be looking at the first city arborist of Fort Collins, but first, let's start with the top headline of the day.
I'm Kiaira Coles, and let's find out why a CSU graduate program is in jeopardy. Could you imagine completing your entire graduate program just to find out that your degree was worth nothing? Well, 12 grad students filed a lawsuit against CSU after the university halted efforts to secure accreditation for a landscape architecture master's degree program 7 years after its launch. The lawsuit filed on March 20th demands the university pay back tuition collected from students. In May of 2012, one of the students who is now suing expressed concern over the program's status in an email to Bradley Goetz, a CSU professor and the director of the program. Goetz wrote back, "The program cannot be accredited until after there has been a graduating class. We plan to work toward accreditation according to the process identified by the Landscape Architecture Board." After the first class graduated, CSU didn't pursue accreditation, but continued to tell students they would, according to the lawsuit. CSU officials declined requests for comments on the lawsuit and the program's status. The Collegian will keep you updated on this developing story.
Yesterday, a construction site on CSU's campus was evacuated due to a crane falling onto a roof. The McIlwraith Translational Medicine Institute research facility is now vacant until the crane can be removed and the site is safe to work at again. There are no injuries from the incident, and the construction site did not sustain any major structural damage. As this story develops, you can stay informed at collegian.com.
On Friday, students gathered for the 19th anniversary of the Columbine High School shooting to honor the victims and discuss gun violence. These students were part of the same group of people who participated in the recent school walkouts. The students discussed how the recent slew of gun violence affects their lives on a daily basis. The organizer of the event, Rochelle Delix, says that students are taking these walkouts seriously and that people are actively trying to change the current gun law system set in society.
I just think there's too many holes in the systems in place, and I think that we can come in and provide mentorship and social support and education for families and help alleviate some of those cracks. We're not going to save everybody, but I wanted to personally apologize to the younger generations for not doing something sooner.
Have you ever wondered what CSU and Fort Collins were like 70 years ago? Well, 104-year-old Carl Jorgensen could tell you just how much the campus and the city have changed since he moved here in 1947. Anyone walking around CSU's campus can see that it is home to a wide variety of beautiful foliage, but they might not take the time to consider how it got there. Meet Carl Jorgensen, a passionate horticulturist.
My first love was horticulture, which is an application of plant physiology.
Carl was a professor of horticulture at CSU starting in 1947, and he was the first city arborist of Fort Collins.
And so as you walk by those trees, you realize that if it wasn't for Carl Jorgensen and people that were that passionate about trees and flowers and plants in general, you're walking through history. Right here, every student gets a chance to walk around, and whether they see it or not, there's flowers, there's trees, and a large part of that is because of Carl Jorgensen.
Carl was part of the team in the 1970s who first determined that the trees in the historic oval were in poor health.
Well, it didn't make it. You didn't have to have a big information because you could see it. The trees were dying from the outside in.
This was quite disconcerting considering what a prominent place the oval has in CSU history.
I don't know of anybody that who's ever been here that when you say the word oval, they kind of have that look in their face like, yeah, that was a neat part of campus. There may have been other parts of their school experience may not have been so great, but the oval always seems to be kind of that almost romantic portion of their memories.
Although the trees have never fully recovered, Carl hopes that their legacy can live on.
Well, I hate to see the oval go. I think that's such a nice addition to Fort Collins. So anything we can do to build it up rather than tear it down is one of the things I'm in favor of.
Aside from the Oval, Carl's work with trees as the city arborist greatly contributed to the overall beauty of Fort Collins as a whole.
People don't realize how beautiful this community is with all the trees and shrubs and evergreens that we have. People will come and say, not only do you have a wonderful climate, but you have a beautiful place to live. You know, we're living in heaven and don't even know it.
Carl made an impact not only as the city arborist, but as a professor as well, and he especially loved making a difference for his students directly following World War II.
They were such good students, simply because they had been through an awful lot when they were in the war. This was right after World War II. They had seen a lot of things that when they went to school, they said, we want to get an education.
Those who worked with Carl also have fond memories of the time they got to spend with him.
Carl was in the department. We would always have some functions. Some, for instance, back to school food fest, or we would have picnics, or we might have some receptions. Carl and his wife Margaret would always attend, and it was interesting. Carl would always be first in line to get the food, it seemed to be, and always great to see some of his fellow colleagues there once he retired, and always had some stories.
In the end, it is people like Carl who add to CSU's rich history and traditions.
Our tradition of professors here is really pretty impressive. We're not Yale, we're not Harvard, we're not Princeton, but so what? We're CSU, and we have people like Carl Jorgensen.
Just like Carl Jorgensen's legacy at CSU lives on, the work of others like him will ensure that the Oval will continue to be a staple of the CSU campus for years to come.
Several students on campus have recognized the distinction in the prevalence of men versus women in outdoor activities, leading them to host a No Man's Film Festival here at CSU. The Environmental Policy Awareness Coalition partnered with outdoor groups such as Women for Wildlands and the CSU Tourism Association for a one-night all-female adventure film fest that features women in the outdoors. The free event aimed at inspiring women to be more interactive with the environment in a variety of ways and to help them be confident in their ability to participate in outdoor activities.
This event is pretty significant to me, especially because I am very passionate about this subject. And I think it's just really important to recognize the imbalances, whether that's at the workplace or whether that's in the outdoor industry. And this is one of those imbalances between men and women. And I think women often get intimidated or don't feel confident enough to get out and do these sports because it's intimidating to be compared to men all the time. So this is kind of an event to empower and support those women and get them to go outside, to be bold, to be brave, and to be proud of themselves.
Organizers of the Film Fest hope to bring awareness to the lack of women in outdoor activities and provide the opportunity for them to connect to a variety of outdoor groups. For more information about the Film Fest, as well as upcoming sessions, you can visit nomanslandfilmfestival.org.
As a part of CSU's Earth Week, the Earth Day Festival took place on the LSC Sculpture Garden this past Monday as a celebration of sustainability on campus.
To highlight some of the ways CSU is committed to sustainability, the festival included fellow student groups, departments, and local organizations. The festival also had games, live music, and interactive booths where guests could learn more on the importance of sustainability.
We have a huge impact on the environment and everything involved with that, and it's our job to really bring it back to healthy standards, stable environment, and really keep it beautiful and enjoyable for the future.
The Society for Ecological Restoration sold trees at the festival in efforts to reach their goal of planting 1 million trees by the year 2020.
We can't do that ourselves, so we're asking student body, City of Fort Collins, to help us out with that.
All organizations that attended made sure the importance of sustainability and their efforts to maintain it was shared either through presentations or interactive games.
We want to educate about the importance of clean recycling as far as contamination goes into our bins and stuff like that, and as far as the importance of organic matter in our soils and how it really is beneficial for the plants to actually repurpose this stuff rather than to contaminate the landfills with methane gas, because one of our biggest methane contaminants globally is landfill food waste breaking down in landfills and producing methane.
The Zero Waste team plans to have an interactive map posted online within the next month showing where students and staff can compost on campus.
Because we know it's frustrating to get a coffee cup from Morgan's Grind and read, this is a compostable cup, and not having anywhere to compost it, because like we have these products for a reason and we need a facility to absorb, collect them so they actually get composted and not just trash.
The Earth Day Festival was just one of many Earth Week events that will continue throughout the week to showcase what makes CSU so green.
All Earth Week events are free and open to the public and will continue until this Friday, which gives students plenty of time to celebrate all things green at CSU. For more information on CSU's Earth Week and upcoming events, you can visit source.colostate.edu/earthweek.
Yesterday, a panel of environmental doctors gathered together to discuss bioeconomy sustainability. The event was held in correlation with CSU's Earth Week. Attendees were able to converse with the panel and analyze how their own environmental awareness and actions can make a lasting impact on this world. Speakers discussed ways we can use materials that will help keep the Earth more sustainable, as well as shift attention to which products are more environmentally friendly over others.
So, the game at hand then is to displace stuff with good products that work. As you know, you've worked in this stuff so long. Bio-based products have a history of not working as well as petroleum-based stuff. In the early days, you could get away with producing products like that. Not anymore. They have to be superior products.
Earth Week continues throughout the remainder of this week. To learn how to make your actions more sustainable, you can visit source.colostate.edu.
Well, I think it's great that CSU has so many events celebrating Earth Week.
Definitely. I think it's really important that CSU and just the Fort Collins community in general recognizes how important it is that we continue to keep this Earth sustainable.
Definitely. Don't go anywhere just yet, because Edgar Cedillo has your weather update to find out when the warm weather will be back.
And we also want to thank you for joining us on the last Tuesday show of CTV News for the semester. Have a safe summer, and remember, Rams take care of Rams.
I can't believe it's our last show.
I can't believe it's our last show.
I'm going to miss you so much.
Thanks for joining us.